welcome to the Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign October 2019 tarot reading. I'm going to get started by going over some of these oracle cards that I pulled for you guys, and then we'll jump into the tarot right after. So, the first card that I pulled from one of my oracle decks is the Fates. It's number 17 breaking down to an 8. 8 usually symbolizes something coming to a conclusion. And the Fates is pretty much directly about that. It's about karma, literally fate. It's about things sort of wrapping up, things not in your control anymore. You may have put in some work, you may have done some things in your life to get to a certain place, but right now, in this coming October, you're at a place where it's no longer in your hands. The work is already done. And I really want to just jump right over to this Angelarium card that I pulled. It's called Raphael, the Angel of Song. Literally, this card is similar to the Judgment card in the traditional tarot. And the reason why I jumped so quickly over to this one is because it has everything to do with this whole fate situation. So with Judgment in the traditional tarot, it's kind of like the final song, the end to the song. Basically, that's why this is the Angel of Song. He's playing the horn, and he's coming towards an end. And in that, you already sort of built your life towards. You may have, been working on a project, in school or something, and now it's like time to turn in your papers, time to turn in your projects and get your final grade. The judgment is happening, and there's not much that you can control in the situation. It's kind of this thing where you're gonna have to just accept that the work is already done, that the universe already has plans for what's coming next for you. It doesn't necessarily mean that something bad is happening unless you put in bad work. There's not necessarily a reason to feel like something bad is coming. But it is something that you can't change because the damage is already done, the work is already done, the world already has a plan for you. And it's kind of like you're in a place where you're just accepting things right now in October of 2019. Which can be a good thing. If you've been doing a lot of work and you're feeling a little tired, a little jaded, it's like, oh God, I've been running this marathon. When is this thing gonna be over so I can get some rest? Well, October 2019, you're coming to that point. And with this animal oracle card that I pulled for you guys, the peacock, this, better than almost any animal, can really actually accept that. The peacock is an animal that has not only outer beauty, but inner beauty, inner peace. It's an animal that, whatever trials and tribulations go on in life, ups and downs, it can find a way to adapt, adjust, and just accept. Just live in peace. If you find that in October 2019, you're not feeling very peaceful, I think that you should try to focus on embodying, this peacock nature, finding your inner beauty so that you can just relax and understand that just because you can't control everything in a situation doesn't mean that's a bad thing. Sometimes it's meant to be out of your control for your benefit. Releasing the reins isn't the easiest for a lot of people. I'm sure Cancers are especially familiar with that. But this coming October, be prepared to not be in control and be okay with that. Be okay with that. So now let's just jump right into the tarot so we can get some more messages on what's going on for you in October 2019. So I'm going to be using the True Black Tarot deck. It's one of my favorite decks. It's so beautiful. I already pre-shuffled, premeditated. So let's just jump right in with the messages. All right. What messages do we have for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs for October 2019? What messages do we have for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign for October 2019? All right, we already have a card coming out. We have the Fool. All right, Cancer, the Fool. Taking that leap of faith, releasing the reins. Maybe you're starting something new. Maybe there's an end to a cycle. So you're ready to move on to the next. All right. I don't know if you have a personal project that you've been looking forward to starting. ending one phase so that you can begin another phase. But with that Fool card, that's a divine blessing that lets you know that it's okay to take that next step, make that next move into the next phase that you might not be familiar with at this moment, might not have all the details, but there goes that thing about, you know, control and accepting the things that you can't change. You know, you can't change whether you know what's on the other side of, you know, this journey that you're beginning. If it's a journey, you're not going to know anyway, so why even stress about it? Let's get some more cards on the table. What messages do we have for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs for October 2019? What other messages do we have for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign for October 2019? What other messages do we have for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising? All right, you've been working on something. You've been working on something, and more work is to come. Surprise, surprise, work never ends. You've been perfecting your craft, working towards becoming the master of your chosen craft. I don't know if you have some sort of like ability, you know, creative ability that you really want to get out there. But now it's time for you to, if you haven't been specifically working on your skill set and your abilities, in October 2019, you're called to do so. You are called to close the chapter of whatever you've been doing before and open the chapter of working on you. Working on you. What other messages do we have for Cancer? October 2019. All right, yep. Cancer, it's all lining up. The King of Pentacles. This is a king who works on his craft. This is a king who plays the long game. This king is the king who gets all of his ducks in a row, does it right, sows good seeds so that he can produce good fruit. Work on your craft, Cancer. If you haven't already started your project, it's time to start. If you haven't already started working, you know, on something that clearly you've already, you know, it had a skill in. With the Eight of Pentacles, this isn't like, you know, it is in a way an apprentice sort of vibe, but this is something you already know that you have a skill at. This right here is about working on it. And if you're sitting back there at home and you're like, oh, well, I don't really have a skill like that, I'm not believing it. I'm not buying it. I think that you do. And I think that you know that you do. And I think that in October 2019, you should be working on it. What other messages do we have for Cancer? October 2019. What other messages do we have for Cancer? All right, that's too many cards. It's just not, it's not gonna work. All right, let's try this again. What other messages do we have for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign, October 2019? What other messages do we have for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign for October 2019? All right, that's what we're looking for. Let's see. All right, options. You have options. This is the Seven of Cups. You have plenty of options to go whichever route you choose to go. And you might be in a state of confusion with all of these options. But just understand that option is almost, it's kind of like an illusion. There is a specific thing that will bring you the best outcome. There is a specific thing that I'm sure you want to do. So even bombarding your own mind and your own spirit with this illusion that there's so many different things that you could be doing or should be doing. Look, there is a better choice, Cancer. Yes, there are choices. There are definitely always choices, but there's a better choice. And I think in October 2019, it's up to you to really hone in on that better choice. Even if like you haven't been working on your passion up until now or haven't really been thinking about it up until now, deep in your heart of hearts, you always know, okay, what's that thing that I'm good at? What's that thing that people tell me I'm good at? What's that thing that I keep putting off? If you've already been working on it, good, keep up the good work. Take it to the next level. Take it to the next level. If you've already been working on it, with this Fool card here, you got to take it to the next level. You really do. What other messages do we have for Cancer? October 2019. No. What other messages do we have for Cancer? October 2019. What other messages do we have for Cancer? October 2019. What other messages? And you know what? Options and all that stuff can really be a distraction, honestly. It could really be a distraction to what you're actually supposed to be doing. Don't let options distract you. What other messages do we have for Cancer? October 2019. What other messages do we have for my Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs for October 2019? What other messages do we have for my Cancers? Let's see. Other messages do we have for Cancers? October 2019, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. All right. King of Cups, that's you. That's you. Yep. That's the Water King, right? Or you could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio in your life. You know, that's definitely you right there. Getting a hold of your own emotions, getting a hold of your own perceptions. If things aren't going your way, not overreacting, you know, not overreacting at all. That's the Water King. That's the creative king. You know, if there's something creative you really want to work on, it's time to take the leap of faith. If anybody can be bold enough to step outside of the normal realms of, you know, work and you know, the way that things should be done, it's definitely going to be, you know, somebody with heavy water in their chart. And with this Knight of Pentacles right here, it's definitely about slow progress. So, you know, don't be alarmed if things don't kick off, you know, right away. It's definitely about slow progress, taking the steps to do it in the right way so that you can get to the right conclusion, the right destination. You want you know, if the day of judgment is coming, you know, you want to plant your seeds in the way that the fruit come out ripe and juicy, you know, not with all these, you know, spots and stuff on it and, you know, all these mutations because you're throwing all the pesticides in there and doing all these things, trying to make it grow faster. Take your time, use your creativity along the way, be bold, but also don't lose your temper, don't lose your... Don't lose yourself if you don't feel like things are looking like they're growing overnight. What other messages do we have for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs for October 2019? What other messages do we have for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign for October 2019? I don't know if somebody's helping you out with something, working on a project with you. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo type energy. What other messages do we have for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs for October 2019? What other messages do we have for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs for October 2019? What do we have? All right, you know what? I'm biting my words, Cancer. I'm taking back my words. Things are going to be progressing really fast for you. With this Eight of Wands right here, you might be getting some good news. Now, don't sit here, don't hold me to it and be like, oh, you said my strawberry tree that I planted was gonna, or strawberry bush was gonna grow overnight. That's not what I said. I said that things are gonna progress in an expedient fashion for you. Let's say that. Maybe faster than you would normally expect, but like I said, still maintain that patience. because we still have this slow moving night here, and we still have the work that needs to be done. So don't expect, you know, something crazy to happen, but do expect maybe some good news, some news on like maybe a grant that you wanted for a project, I don't know, some help. You know, maybe there's a quick turnaround time for, you know, something like if you're starting a business and you order some product or something, you know, you might get it quicker than you thought. Or, you know, if you're having some help, somebody's helping you out, you're doing some t-shirt design or something, and you got somebody doing your designs, you might get a quick turnaround time and you might be able to produce your stuff, you know, quicker than you thought, you know. So I'm not exactly taking back my words on that one, because I can't really say that there isn't evidence that you're going to have to wait a little bit, but there's also evidence that some parts of this project, you know, are going to move in a fashion that, you know, you don't have to feel like nothing's happening at all. You know, just don't expect everything to be done, okay? What other messages do we have for Cancer, October 2019? All right. Yes, moving fast, right? All right. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, the nurturing queen. I don't know if you have somebody else in your life, like I said, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, helping you out with the situation. But I see this as a good thing. The Queen of Pentacles definitely is a queen of manifestation. Nurturing, you know, maternal instincts. She's holding a golden rod in her hand, and she has coins over her head. So if you're thinking about money, I'm seeing good signs for money. We have the 8 of coins, Knight of coins. We have the Queen of coins. I'm seeing money, if that's what you're thinking about. If you're thinking about just working on your creative projects and there being potential for financial gain, I'm seeing that too here. And I do see some things, you know, working out pretty quickly. So that's good. That's really good. But the work has to be there, though. The work does have to be there. Okay. What other messages do we have for my Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs for October 2019? This one. All right. Very cool. Let's see. What do we have? All right. Temperance. We have Temperance. Very good. So just a balance, a real balance of energy. Nothing too much. Moderation. Like I said, this kind of goes back to that concept of maybe push-pull. Some things moving quickly, other things not moving so quickly. But you're going to have to control your own pace. You know, don't push forward too quickly. If you see that something is giving you resistance, pull back a little bit. But yeah, I feel like this is a great sign right here with the Temperance card. You know, push and pull, moderation, even with your finances and your coins. We're going to clarify all these so I can, you know, get a very clear picture on what you need to moderate. But let me show you one more thing before we clarify. You're going to love this, Cancer. 9 of Cups. Look at that right there. Beautiful. That is the 9 of Cups. You are getting your wish fulfillment. Congratulations, Cancer. October 2019 is looking beautiful for you. If there's something that you've really been wanting, October 2019 is the month that you're going to get it. However, once again, I got to remind you before you start celebrating, there's work to be done. But that's okay. There's always work to be done. We already said it. There's always work to be done. All right, let's clarify the full card for October 2019. All right, we got 2. All right, 2 6s. We know it's real. It's on the bottom. All right. We have the 6 of Swords and the 6 of Pentacles. There might be some shifting of finances. You might need a little bit of help. Like I said, there may be somebody helping you. You might be waiting for some financial help, a loan, a grant, an investment, something like that. Or maybe you're working currently and you might need to invest some of that money into your business. However, with the 6 of Swords here, it's definitely moving on. And this is clarifying the Fool, which is starting a new beginning. So this is definitely moving on from one situation to another, from one mindset to another, from one way of managing your money to another. You're moving on from one situation and going into another situation. I don't know like what you're doing, if you're leaving your job. I don't know what's going on, Cancer, but you're definitely moving on. 2 6s, can't overstate that, you know? All right, let's clarify the 8 of coins. Clarify the 8 of Pentacles for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, October 2019. Cancer, I don't know, Cancer. 6 of Cups. This is looking like a really great reading for you. All that synchronicity. 6 of Cups, going back to something that you love, Cancer. Going back to something that you love, a passion that you love, something that you love to do. Do you love to sing, Cancer? Do you love to draw? Do you love to do graphic design? Do you like, you know, makeup or something? Do you like to write books? National Writing Month is coming up. Whatever it is you love to do, something that you may have put away into the past or is a part of, you know, your former life, you know, before you were bombarded with the day-to-day of, you know, domestic working, you know, going to work, going home, paying bills, doing all this and that. It's time to bring back that passion. You know, go to the attic, pull out that old, you know, box of crafts or whatever, dust it off and get back to work on your passion. Do you like to do fashion design? Do you like interior decorating? It's time to get back into that, because with the 6 of Cups, you're going into the past and you're bringing it to the future. You're working on an old project, okay? And that's for some of you. For others of you, you're ahead of the game. You're already in the future. You already brought it back from the past. You're already working on it, and that's great. That's really great. Keep working. Clarify the Knight of Coins, the Knight of Pentacles. Clarify the Knight of Pentacles for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for October 2019. Clarify the Knight of Pentacles for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs for October 2019. Okay, that's too many cards. Not happening. Not happening. All right, let's get these straightened. Clarify the Knight of Pentacles for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign for October 2019. Clarify the Knight of Pentacles for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign October 2019. All right. Oh, Cancer, couldn't get better than this. I just couldn't. 3 of Pentacles. You're working with somebody. You're collaborating with somebody to become a master. Funny enough, the 8 of Pentacles, which is, it sounds like a later number, right? It's a bigger number than 3. But the 8 of Pentacles is the apprentice. The 3 of Pentacles is the master. You're working on becoming the master. And it's because you're putting in the work the way that you're supposed to. You're not cutting corners. Okay, don't even, look, no cutting corners. I don't see cutting corners on the table here. I see putting in the work the right way to become the master. And master can simply mean that your work is elevated and good enough to share with others. If you're a painter, you finally got to the point where you can actually show in a gallery, you know? And to be honest, that actually has a lot to do with confidence level. A lot of people don't think that they're good enough to show their work, but you actually are. I see you being good enough to show your work. I see you being good enough to launch that business and actually start getting clients. Like, closed mouths do not get fed, Cancer. Closed mouths don't get fed at all. And I don't really have to tell you that. But I might, because of this reading, I might need to tell you that it's time to put it out there. Like, this is the time. This is the opportune time. Putting in the work to become the master, to be ready to share your work with others. You're ready, or at least you will be ready really soon. Clarify the 7 of Cups. Clarify the 7 of Cups for my Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs for October 2019. All right. We got the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Here we go again. Lots of pentacles. Lots of work. Lots of opportunity for financial gain. The King of Pentacles isn't one to get stuck in that 7 of Cups energy. So like I was telling you before, be clever enough to understand that options are an illusion. You already know what you're supposed to be doing. You already know what you're supposed to be doing. So don't let that, that, oh, maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that mentality keep you stuck and not actually progressing anywhere. Be decisive like the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is decisive, okay? Clarify the King of Cups. All right. We have the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands, maybe you're getting some help from a fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. But even more so, if you're not getting help from a fire sign, which I see that you're getting help from somebody on this table, don't know who it is, but you're getting help. If you're not getting help from somebody, this is just the energy that you need to embody. The Queen of Wands is an action queen. She's passionate, she's active, she's bold, she takes risks. And that might be the energy that you need to embody. Just channel your inner Queen of Wands. If it's not that you already have a Queen of Wands, no matter what the gender, male or female, in your life, you need to embody that energy. But I'm getting a strong feeling that somebody is going to come in and help you out, help you move things forward. Let's clarify that Eight of Wands. Clarify the Eight of Wands. Clarify. Nope, too many cards. Two minty of these bad boys. All we need is one. At the most two. Clarify the Eight of Wands. Please clarify the Eight of Wands to my Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs for the month of October 2019. Clarify the Eight of Wands. Here we are. All right, Cancer. All right. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, that's what I want to see. An opportunity coming in very quickly. Yep, you got to jump on it. It's coming in for you. All right, let's go, Cancer. So there will be an opportunity for financial gain or to get that product launched and out there, coming in very quickly. A message, a letter, whatever. Like I said, you could be ordering product and the turnaround time is great. The price is right. So very good, very good. Clarify the Queen of Pentacles. Clarify the Queen of Pentacles for my Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs for October 2019. Clarify the Queen of Pentacles. Clarify the Queen of Pentacles. Oh. All right. We got the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Swords. So there might be some anxiety, some fear surrounding getting started. Maybe some fear based on some rejection that you got in the past. You didn't get the feedback that you wanted. You didn't have the money, yada yada. Look, you got fear has no place in business. It just doesn't. Fear has no place in creative expression. Fear has no place in the act of living. You can be alive and be fearful, but if you're truly living, fear has no place there. So whatever anxieties that you may be facing, based on, oh, are these things going to work out? I may have had experience in the past where they didn't. I tried to have a business before, it failed. Well, that's the nature of business. Dust yourself off and try again. The Queen of Swords is one of those queens where, a lot of her cold, sort of cutthroat nature comes from, being hurt in the past, so she has this logical, system of ways she does things. What I'm seeing here is that, we have the Fire Queen, we have the Sword Queen, we have the Pentacle Queen here. What I'm seeing here is that what you need to do is clearly be the Water Queen. That's the only one we're missing here. Have that, emotional stability within yourself to where you don't have to acknowledge or dive into that fear-based mentality. that fixed mentality of, oh, it didn't work out in the past, so I can't do it now. Maintain your emotions. I said that in the beginning. You might face something that has you on edge, like, what's gonna happen? What's about to happen? Acknowledge that, you know, there is a risk, but don't let it deter you, okay? Clarify Temperance. Clarify Temperance for Cancer, Sun, and Rising signs for October 2019. Clarify the Temperance card, please. Clarify the Temperance card, please, for October 2019. All right, Eight of Swords. Yep. So with the Eight of Swords, and then we have the Five of Swords here. Maybe in the past, you know, you didn't get the acknowledgement that you wanted for what you've been doing, what you've been working on. So it kind of threw you off, made you put that old project away. And then you put yourself in a mental prison, telling yourself that you couldn't do it anymore. Maybe you're not good enough. Maybe it's not the right time. Maybe you should be focusing on other things. So you just kind of pulled away from it completely. With this clarifying Temperance, it's really like, step outside of that mental prison, free yourself, free your mind, give yourself the permission to invest in this again. You don't have to throw all your eggs in one basket, okay? If that's your fear, if that's what's keeping you trapped in this prison, understand that you don't have to put everything up front. You know, it's a work in progress. It's always going to be a work in progress. Even when you do become the master, the work is never done. So give yourself permission to invest in yourself. If you're comfortable doing a little bit at a time, there's lots of pentacles on the board. That's kind of the nature of pentacles. Move slow if you want to move slow. That's fine. But moving is the is the point. You have to move, okay? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pull some advice cards for you, my sweet Cancers. What advice do we have for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs for October 2019? What advice do we have for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs for October 2019? What advice do we have for my Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs for October 2019? What advice do we have for my Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs? All right. So with the Five of Wands here, avoid getting into petty squabbles. Definitely avoid getting into petty squabbles, especially if you're working with somebody on a project, or if you've been working hard and you're feeling frustrated. Don't let yourself get so jaded to the point where you're like fighting with everybody about stuff. If you're, you know, starting a project or whatever, and you're having to work with somebody to accomplish certain steps, don't fall into the trap of like snapping on them if they don't do something right. What other advice do we have for my Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs for the month of October 2019? What other advice do we have for my Cancers? All right, I got something hanging on my hand. Three of Wands, you're making progress. You're making progress. You can see the goal ahead of you. You can see the destination, and you're making progress. So be okay with that. Be okay with the fact that you're making progress. Whatever speed you're going, you're on your way. And don't lose sight of the goal either. What other advice do we have for my Cancers? What other advice do we have for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign? October 2019. All right. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, and at the bottom of the deck we have the Chariot, which is the Cancer major arcana sign. Like I said, I don't know if you're getting help from somebody who's a Queen of Wands. I don't know if you have Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries in your birth chart, but if it's not help that you're getting, it's definitely you having to embody that energy of pushing forward, of being bold, being courageous, charismatic, you know, lighting that fire. She is lighting that torch. She is keeping the dream alive. Additionally, with the Cancer card at the bottom of the deck, that is you being bold, being victorious in whatever it is that you're doing, because you're able to hold it together. You're keeping it together and you are moving that chariot forward. You got the reins and you are driving that chariot across the finish line. Victory. Pull it together, hold it together. Don't lose it. Don't fall into this 5 of Wands and start getting mad at people. Okay? You've got this. Everything's moving in a great direction, Cancer. So I'm excited for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs for the month of October 2019. I hope this message resonated with you guys. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you got some encouragement to do what it is that you want to do, because you want to do something. And with this 9 of Cups at the bottom of the deck, super happy for you. Super happy for you. Right under that is the Queen of Wands. Boom. All right, Cancers. I hope you guys have a great month. I hope to see you in the next one, and I hope you enjoyed. So have a good one.